potentially all come down to that, and you wonder how much they might rue conceding a goal to Manchester United, or perhaps think that they were lucky to not concede more, as they just have the team huddle there, get themselves set. It is the leaguer bus for Manchester City out of 2 cup competitions, but they're getting the wins, Rachel.
They are, as you said, not a perfect performance, and I'm sure that is what Gareth Taylor will be saying to them, that it needs to be better. We need to be more ruthless, because there's a bit of a stale patch in the second half where you felt Man City could have run on and absolutely put the pressure on and scored more goals, but a win to win.
Yeah, and I think they'll be disappointed not to have got a clean sheet again. You know, the same against Brighton. And what we spoke about at the top of the show was that goal difference is key for this title race. So I think they will be disappointed, but ultimately the 3 points is the most important thing, especially at the home ground, Etihad Stadium, for the fans. But yeah, I think they'll be very disappointed not to have, to have conceded a goal late on.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look then at how things stand in the WSL table. This is the first fixture of the weekend. So big win for Manchester City, has them top of the table, but we know that Chelsea will play at West Ham tomorrow, and it will all potentially come down to goal difference. So we will see what scoreline we get tomorrow from Chelsea, but Manchester City are doing what they can for the most part. If we look at the game as the whole then, Rachel, for Manchester United, it was kind of fits and starts, wasn't it? Because they started really well and then they finished really well as well.
They did. I think it was 37 minutes, the first goal for Manchester City. And so United did start well, and in the opening probably 15-20 minutes had the better chances. But then it comes down to a little bit of lacklustre defending, a bit of quality from Manchester City to find a gap. Uhabi all game was absolutely brilliant, as was Jess Park, who was the benefactor of that first goal.
Yeah, and I think at times, Manchester United would be disappointed with the way that Manchester City were able to put crosses into the box, but then just the defended as well, picking up those runs, especially that late run from Jess Park. But again, taking nothing away from Jess Park. Lovely run, lovely finish, and capitalising on some poor defending decisions ultimately from Manchester United at times.
And it was interesting, it was, she scored 11 in cup competitions, but hasn't in the league, and it was 2 today. What kind of confidence will this give a player like Jess Park?
Massive confidence. She's a great player. I think she gained a lot of experience going out on loan to Everton, and I feel like she's come into this side and started a number of times, getting those connections again. And Jill Roord said at half-time, we wanted her in the box scoring more goals, and she's proven that today. She's got a lovely finish, but she can assist as well, and she's key in this role at the moment for Manchester City. And
we saw that just so quickly after the break when Manchester City went on to get the third goal, scored by Shaw but assisted again by Park.
I feared for the worst when the third goal went in, because Manchester City were just cruising, and this was, a minute into the second half. Very, very quick. But Bunny Shaw's been such a handful all game. Going to be able to make a tackle because it'll be a penalty, or B can mark the sort of strength that Bunny Shaw possesses.
Yeah, she got like a bump, didn't she, from the defender, which kind of loses her momentum a little bit, but the way that she was able to control her body to be able to then finish like that, she's been so clinical this season. She's been prolific for Manchester City, and what she's done has been incredible.
Yes. One of the best strikers they've ever had.
Yeah, the best striker they've ever had.
Well, she's actually top goal scorer now across all competitions. That was her 68th today. She's top scorer in the WSL this season. What makes her so good and so difficult to come up against?
She's grown and grown and grown, because is this her third season at Manchester City? She's certainly been in the WSL for a while, and initially didn't come out with top numbers, but she has got so much better. Her understanding of what's required in the position that she's playing for Manchester City, being sort of the main player, and when it comes to a key season like this season, about matching up against other teams like Chelsea particularly, who they're running head-to-head with a title, she's their go-to player. But her strength, her positioning, her ability, technical, the way she's linking up with players like Jess Park, Lauren Hemp, previously Chloe Kelly, she's been unbelievable.
Yeah. Manchester City, you just don't know how much they will rue conceding that goal from Manchester United. A bit of a deflection within it, so a difficult one to read.
Come on.
It went down as a Kaspari own goal, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It's a bit of fortune to this one, isn't there, Ellen?
Yeah, I think, Manchester United started to get a little bit more into the game, and I thought, you know, they would capitalise. Obviously, they capitalise on this, a bit of a deflection, like we said. You know, Chiara can't do much about that, can she?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that then they'd go push on, but you know, Man City did defend well. Rachel Williams, I thought, made a big difference when she came on. That energy, that competitiveness, drive in Manchester United forward, but they just couldn't get the second and third goal, and Man City saw the game out.
Yeah, that 3-1 point with Rachel Williams come on, and there was a time when she went literally head-to-head with Alex Greenwood. You felt that spark was back in the front line of Manchester United.
Should she have started then? Would you make a case for that?
I think so. In a derby game like this, when you need to bring fire, you need to bring energy, you need to kind of lift everybody else. She's a seasoned player who's been in the biggest stadiums in situations like this. I think she would have deserved start. And you get a good hour at least out from Rachel. She's still an absolute brilliant athlete.
And Manchester United, of course, still in cup competition, have Chelsea in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Ellen, what do you think they can learn from today to bring to that?
I think it's just those mistakes, really. And when they do have those chances, they've got to score goals. They've got to put themselves in a position where they are scoring goals. And it's going to be a massive game against Chelsea.
Well, look who is joining us. Come on in, Bunny Shaw. Thank you very much for joining us here. Big hug as well for Bunny and for Ellen. Lovely to meet you. I get myself unwrapped with my papers and my foot. Bunny, congratulations. A big win today. The wins keep on coming. Really important for this Manchester City side to keep those wins coming. How proud are you of how you played today?
Yeah, very proud. You know, Ellen can vouch at the top end of the pitch. You know, the team look for you to score goals and do the bit you can do for the team. And, you know, coming out here, we know it was going to be a massive game. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a tight race and we want to keep pushing. Of course, the last few results that we had, we got knocked out of the cup, so we're just solely focused on the league now and we just have to keep going.
How do you cope with that singular pressure?
I mean, you set high standards for yourself. Of course, every game you go in, you're not going to score all the time. But at the end of the day, as long as you're working hard and working for the team, you know, good things can happen.
Buddy, at 2-0 at half-time, what was Gareth Taylor saying? And did he expect more in the second half, more goals, looking at goal difference could play a part at the end of the season?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that we spoke about half-time, about, you know, not letting up now. I think the first 20 minutes, you know, we're a bit nervy, but, you know, after that we held our composure, get few passes in and, you know, do what we can do at the top end of the pitch, so yeah.
Bunny, will we have a look at your goal then? You can see it back, talk us through it. Great strength and so quick off the blocks in the second half.
Yeah, you know, me and Jess work a lot in training, and you know, it's similar to the Chelsea goal as well, where, you know, I demand higher for the goal side of that defender. I just know I had to hold my composure, and if they touch me, it's a foul, and, you know, I just started in the corner.
No, I was just going to say, obviously, congratulations. Very good.
Thank you.
What do you feel like? Have you changed much in the last couple of years at City? You're just so prolific, so clinical in front of goal. Training, what have you done? More shooting, more work on that?
Yeah, I think I have. At the end of each season, I always look back and see, you know, where I could do better. And I think last year I scored a lot of goals, but I think that, you know, there's another level for me to go. And I work with Sean a lot, and training and off the pitch. I do a lot of video, and, you know, we look back and we see where I could make certain movement and, you know, create certain spaces for not just for me but for my teammates. So I think, you know, just constantly working hard on the training pitch and, you know, build connection with my teammates.
Another level as well. You've got another level there.
Bunny, the big question I think everyone wants to know is, do you back yourselves to win this title race against Chelsea? It's nip and tuck. You know, you're ahead now after this win, and all eyes on Chelsea tomorrow. 5 games to go. Can you do it?
Yeah, of course. You know, for us, first and foremost, we have to focus on ourselves, because, you know, if we don't go out and keep pushing and get the results, then we don't have a title race to look forward to. So I think firstly we focus on ourselves, do all the bits that we can do, score as much as we can. Of course, we're disappointed with, you know, conceding that goal, but yeah, we focus on ourselves and then we see what happens at the end of the season.
Okay, before we let you go, we're going to hear from Jess Park, but how important is she to this team, and how happy were you to see her score those 2 goals today?
Jess is a special player, you know, and I'm always with her and I'm always, you know, motivating her and encouraging her. You've got what it takes, you know, and she believes in it now. Obviously, when you're scoring and you're, you know, creating, you get confidence and stuff. But yeah, I have a good relationship with Jess and we just have to keep pushing.
Congratulations today. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's hear from Jess Park then.
Thank you.
She's speaking to Betty Glover.
Jess, congratulations. You wait a while for your first WSL goal and then 2 come around at once. How does that feel?
Yeah, incredible, I don't think there's a feeling that compares to it. I've been working really hard and that was just the final bit that I wanted, and today I managed to get that.
How can you sum up that game? Because it looked like you were out there playing with so much confidence.
Yeah, I think, with the girls around me, I think we've just got so much confidence in each other as a group at the minute, and I think that shows on the pitch. We work so hard together on and off the ball, and I think that helps me play with confidence, so yeah.
Talk us through that first touch finish. It was an amazing goal.
I mean, it was a brilliant pick out, to be fair, and I just thought, keep it down, and I seen it go in, and yeah, the feeling can't compare, yeah.
Well, congratulations, you are the Barclays. Super much.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Apologies there for a little bit of interference on Betty's mic, but we heard from Jess Park there, and Rachel, you said she was buzzing. She looked it.
She was absolutely buzzing, and rightly so. Yeah, I remember watching her at Anfield playing for Everton last season, and that big game again scored a wonderful goal. This time left foot, I think, from outside of the area. She's playing in that central role in that 10, she's got the pace and the understanding to go out wide and come in centrally. The link-up play, which was great to hear from Bunny Shaw just previously, is absolutely working, and being able to build on that relationship, working on it day in, day out. It's working for both of them, and they're both thriving. So for a young England player to be under the stewardship of such a prolific goal scorer, both for a club and a country, must be, a dream come true, really, as a working
when you have
partnership.
teammates like that, sure.
Yeah.
And you've good relationships, they're taking selfies after it all, It's all really positive, but it's going to be a tough run-in. If we look at Chelsea and Manchester City in the run-in to the end of the season, Ellen, who do you think is a better draw?
Well, obviously, Man City have just got the title to concentrate
I think
on.
it's simpler for them.
And yeah, Chelsea are in 4 competitions, so that's going to be a tight one. I'm not calling it. I'm excited. It could go down to the wire. It could go right down to the last game of the season. But yeah,
And they have Arsenal late enough in that as well.
Exactly, and that could be a big one as well for Arsenal to be back up into that top 3, obviously staying in that Champions League spot as well. So yeah, I think everything's riding on this title for Man City. They've got to go for it.
Chelsea, 4 competitions. They face Manchester United on the final day of the season as well. How can you keep that focus?
Well, it's a lot easier for Manchester City in that respect. They've solely got the focus, and the volume of games, I feel something might have to give for Chelsea. Seeing them come out with a quadruple is almost, I wouldn't say it's impossible, because nothing's impossible. Certainly, last season of Emma Hayes, etc. But for Manchester City, it is all eggs in one basket, and I wouldn't bet against them going on and winning the title this season.
Who's winning it then? Put your necks on the line. Give us predictions.
She was sitting on the fence.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go City. After today, if they push the ruthlessness button and finish off teams, then they can go ahead and win the title.
Arsenal are going to come out of nowhere.
Oh, you haven't given her a prediction.
I know, she's sitting on the fence.
Yeah. Before we go, Conti Cup final next weekend, Chelsea against Arsenal. How's that one going to go?
It's a biggie. I'm looking forward to doing that one and being there with my kids, and it should be a brilliant atmosphere.
It's at Molyneux, isn't it?
It's at Molyneux, yeah. So Chelsea, I think, have got the edge certainly on form this season so far. They're big match players, but it's going to be toe-to-toe. Who knows?
I think Arsenal have got to go for it. This is their cup competition. I said they're out of the title, but they've got to give everything. So I'll say Arsenal if you're going Chelsea.
Oh, there we go. And finally, just a word. Big focus on women's football this weekend. Good to see them in the big stadiums.
It's the main stadiums. I think that's the language that we use, and I think it's appropriate because we've shown that teams can fill them, and there's an appetite for it.
Oh, great stuff. Ellen, Rachel, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Conti Cup final next weekend on BBC Two. See you then. Bye-bye.
And here we go. It's the red side that get us underway. Here's Paris. Oh, and Keating does just enough. Behind Shaw, but it's there! Jess Park! Oh, it's Park again! It's Bunny Shaw, and it's 3! Barely 30 seconds on the clock! Blundell, oh, it's there! Opportunity for a comeback. The Derby Day honours go for Man
بتاع الرابطه السي اس تي الحقيقه اهميته انه لازم يكون محرك لكل مجموعات وروابط تشيلسي، سواء في انجلترا، في اوروبا، في الوطن العربي. لازم الاداره تحس ان عليها ضغط. والحقيقه اللي حصل في ستراسبورغ كان من بعده في تبعات. لو تفتكروا في مباراه الناس ندهت على جوزيه مورينيو اللي طلع بعديها بوتشينيو قال لك انا اصلي محبوب، الجمهور بيحبني، الناس عايشه في الوهم. وفي نفس المباراه الجمهور هتف لرومان ابراموفيتش. تكرر بعدها ان الجمهور هتف لرومان ابراموفيتش مباراه برينتفورد اعتقد. فالمباراه الاخيره الجمهور صفر على بوتشينيو لما طلع مودريك وساب رحيم ستيرلينج. بعد كده الجمهور صفر على رحيم ستيرلينج. بعد كده الجمهور حتى واحنا بنكسب كان بيصفر على الاداره. فاحنا دخلنا في حته مش حلوه. والحقيقه شراء العداوه مع الجمهور ده بيروح لنقطه ما بترجعش تاني، لاني ده مش موقف حصل قدامه موقف طلعت اعتذرت فقبلنا اعتذارك فرجعنا تصفينا. لا، دي عداوه وفرقه بتتبني مش هترجع تاني. اللي هو والله لو كنت بتجيب دوري الابطال السنه اللي بعد 4 سنين ولا 5 سنين والجمهور دخل في قصه انه كره الاداره، ايا ما تحققه الاداره بعد كده الجمهور مش هيشوفه. وتاني هنا بتكلم على الجمهور اللي متعلق بالريفينيو، والجمهور المتعلق بالفلوس، والجمهور اللي بيشتكي حاليا من زياده، من ضمن الخطاب زياده اسعار تذاكر المواصلات بتاعه الاستاد، زياده الاكل والشرب جوه الاستاد في حضور المباريات، زياده تذاكر المباريات بتاعه الفئات الشبابيه والفئات الاصغر من الفريق الاول ب2 استرليني، زياده غير مبرره لتذاكر مباريات الفريق النسائي، باعتبار ان تشيلسي او البراند بتاع تشيلسي في كره القدم النسائيه محبوب ومطلوب. فالاداره الذكيه بتاعتنا علشان تجيب مصادر للدخل بقت بتعلي فلوس التذاكر على حضور مباريات الفريق النسائي وتذاكر مباريات الفريق الاول للرجال. الناس بتقول لهم في الخطاب احنا عارفين ان انتوا استنفذتوا كل الطرق بتاعه الريفينيو وانكم تحققوا مكاسب، فابتدت ايديكم تتمد للجمهور وتاخدوا منه مكسب. الحقيقه من تجربه ليون ومن تجربه سانت إتيان ومن تجربه انديه كثيره في الدوري الفرنسي في التسعينات وفي اوائل الالفيه، كان دايما نجاح الفرق ماليا ونجاحهم في تحقيق مكاسب ماليه دايما مقترن بانهم يكسبوا بطولات ويكسبوا ماتشات كتيره، الشيء اللي بيخلي الجمهور عايز يروح الاسبوع ده وعايز يروح الاسبوع اللي بعده، متشوق لحضور البطوله دي، متشوق لحضور الكلاش ده، مش لفريق يقبع في المركز ال12 في الدوري او فرقه تقبع في ال11 في الدوري، ما بتروحش لبطولات كبيره، مش هتلعب بطولات اوروبيه، وعلى كف عفريت انها توصل ويمبلي تخسر من السيتي او تخسر من مانشستر يونايتد او من اي فرقه تاني وتطلع يا مولاي كما خلق تاني. مستحيل تجتمع بعد كده السنه الجايه عندك المكاسب مع مستوى الفريق المزري. وفي اخر الخطاب كان برضو بيخصهم، احنا حتى فرقتنا بتاعت الكوره احنا مش عارفين هي بتعمل ايه ومفيش رؤيه واضحه. والناس طلبت صراحه، قالت لهم احنا مش عايزين منكم تفصيله كل حاجه، ما تقولولناش ليه بتعملوا دي عشان ايه، الناس مش عايزه كده. الناس قالت لهم بس احنا عايزين نعرف احنا بنعمل ايه اصلا، يعني عايزين الخطوط العريضه، عايزين نعرف والله احنا معانا خطه كذا، هنعمل كذا، ناويين نعمل كذا، عايزين نطمن ان تشيلسي مش بيضيع، عايزين نطمن ان تشيلسي مش بيضيع. ودي بلساننا ولسان الجمهور برضو العربي، مش بس سي اس تي، لاني الناس شايفه انت في ال12 في ال11 ثالث موسم مشيت مدرب، مشيت مدير رياضي، مفيش مدير رياضي، بول ولورنس عمالين يفتوا ويهبدوا، جنبك اينوس ومجموعه السير جيم في مانشستر يونايتد ابتدت تاخد خطوات، بيتكلموا على السنه الجايه مين ماشي مين جاي، مدرب مين ماشي مين قاعد مين جاي. جنبك ليفربول بيتكلم بعد رحيل يورجن كلوب ما استنوش الموسم يخلص، رجعوا مايك ادواردز ورجعوا هيوز مدير تنفيذي ومدير رياضي علشان يبتدوا يبنوا مشروع تاني. الطريق مفتوح، السكه واضحه، المشروع مرسوم. لكن حقيقه الامر يا اخوانا انا دخلت بنيه الفلوس، ما دخلتش بنيه فريق الكوره. الامريكان دخلوا على تشيلسي بنيه الفلوس وبنيه الشو، مش بنيه الكوره. مره نلعب مباراه نورث لندن وانديه الشمال وانديه الجنوب، مره مش عارف نعمل بيك اب زي فكره الدرافت في الام بي اي، بره نجيب صفقات مش عارف ايه، اصل هنعمل عقود مش عارف ايه. كل ده يعني عمل اداري حلو قوي في البيع والشراء والفلوس بالسالب والموجب. انا كفريق كوره استفدت ايه فنيا؟ انا اتطورت. انا اول امبارح بعين لسه مدرب ركلات ثابته. ليفربول بيعمل شراكه مع مايكروسوفت وجوجل في تطوير تكتيك ارتفيشال انتليجنس، اللي هي تكتيك اي اي، كنت شيرتها على البروفايل بتاعي في تويتر. عاملين ورقه بحثيه عن تطور الضربات الثابته بالشراكه مع الذكاء الاصطناعي، وازاي خلوا حاجات جنريتد عشان توفر من التحليل الفني ودراسه الضربات الركنيه، وانك تاخد وقت كبير، وحاجه تبقى بريدكتابل او حاجه متوقعه من الذكاء الاصطناعي، يعرفوك مين يخش يلعب الضربه الركنيه، مين بيجي اسرع، مين نطته اكبر، الفرقه هتتعامل ازاي، الفرقه المنافسه تتعامل ازاي. راحوا قصروا وقت التمرين والتدريب والتطور، وانك تاخد نسبه اهداف اعلى من ضربات الثابته. ده ليفربول اللي بيعين مايك ادواردز وبيعين هيوز وواقف على رجله، ومش هتحس بتاثير رحيل يورجن كلوب. وانت تشيلسي اللي كنت بطل اوروبا من 3 سنين بتعين مدرب ضربات ثابته، بنقول والله يا جماعه احنا هنبتدي نبص على موضوع الضربات الثابته. فهو حقيقي مفيش رؤيه. لو تبص على فريق الكوره او تبص انا كمشجع استفدت ايه حتى الان من تشيلسي؟ جايب لعيبه صغيره في السن، تمام، بعين ناس في هيكل اداري غير مكتمل، ايه، لسه مدربين السكاشن او مدربين الضربات الثابته الشباب مش عارف ايه، في قصور فيهم. طب ايه، بروح امشي فيفل وانا مش عارف، لانه اتخانقت على مدرب يجي او ما يجيش بسبب التضارب اللي ما بين بويلي واقبالي. طب ايه، ما جيبش مدير رياضي؟ طب ليه؟